Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be reviewing the HBX Ground Crusher. This is a 1/12 scale brushed two-wheel drive truck. Comes with a 390 size brushed motor, full ball bearings, as you can see here. I did take the wheel off and verify, and it has full ball bearings inside of here. Just a really neat looking truck. I really like this a lot. I've had my eye on it for a while and was really excited whenever I was offered a chance to review this. I really like what it has the on and off switch here in the rear, so you don't have to worry about fiddling around and taking the body off to get in there and mess with an on and off switch. So really nice location on and off switch on it. It comes with this, it comes with this Lexan body top here, and it has a protective sheen on it, so you want to make sure you tear that off, because when you do, you get the really nice shiny surface. And it doesn't have the decals applied. I'll show you here. You get a decal sheet that comes with it. You can apply those decals however you want. I did it pretty close to how the box shows there. So, I just like that you get to do that. It gives you your own little touch to it, and it kind of reminds me of the kit cars back in the day where you had to actually paint the bodies and apply the decals. I put the number 8 on top, which is different from the box here. This is Hyboxing is the name brand. That's what HBX stands for. This is the 12883. Ready to run brushed version truck. They also have a brushless one, which you can see here on the side. It comes with a standard pistol grip controller. It'd be nice if it had foam on the wheel, but that's a pretty minor nitpick there. It takes 2 AA batteries. It's got your throttle and steering trim, which you may need to trim if the knobs are whacked out. They were out of position when I got it, so I needed to adjust them. Your steering reversing here, which would be for your servo, which you shouldn't need to mess with your on and off switch. It comes with a 2-cell lithium ion 7.4 volt 850 milliwatt hour battery. It does have a balance port, which is nice, but I don't know what this plug is. It looks almost like it looks similar to an XT30, but it's not. But this is what it uses. So there's plenty of room in the bottom. I'll show you. You could put in a bigger lithium ion, and I imagine you could probably run a LiPo. I don't see why. It's the same voltage. You'd probably get a little more kick from a LiPo battery. But it does charge off the balance port here on the charger that they include. You just plug it in there. It takes about 2 hours to charge up the battery. And the run time is somewhere around 8 to 10 minutes. Of course, it depends on how you drive it. So the instruction manual that comes with it here is a pretty nice size instruction manual. It's got an exploded view here of all the parts and shows you how to assemble it. It's well written, you're extra part list, so I really like the instruction manual also. But I was a big fan of this body. I just really like the way it attaches. It's got these rubber stoppers so you don't push the body down too far onto the mounts here for the clips, for the cotter pins, so you can get it to where you want it, and you don't have to sometimes they get on crooked because they have so many different holes in them. You can adjust where you want the rubber pieces on these, because they each have a clip underneath there for adjusting that. The shocks are just spring shocks. They are not oil-filled shocks. But at this price point, I think it's in the $55 to $65 range. There's a discount code, so I think it'll be under $60 with that. I wouldn't really expect that. The dog bones are like a compound, like this plastic. It's a rugged plastic. It's not cheap, but it's not metal. But I wouldn't think those would be too easy to break. Overall, like I said, just I like the full ball bearings. Pretty cool truck, and it's fast too. Faster than I expected. I think it's probably faster than my other 390 motor trucks and cars that I have. So I'm going to put the battery in here. Actually, I wanted to show you the battery bay real quick before I do go to that. You can see the battery bay here is quite large compared to the battery. There's a lot of room. So like I said, if you maybe cut this plug off and put it onto a LiPo or something, I don't see why you couldn't put a much larger battery in here. There's a ton of room for a battery. I also like how the design of this body here. It's easy to open this door, but just this thin body down the middle. It seems to be well balanced in my hand. It's not front or back heavy. And this reduces the weight by not having the big tray pan style body that you used to see in a lot of them. So it seems like a lot of thought went into the design of this truck, and I'm really happy with it. I'm not familiar with this company. I don't know if they're a new brand or what, but overall, so far, I'm really happy with it. It seems like a lot of time went into the design of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the battery in, and I'll be right back for the drive review. I have the HBX ground crusher bound to the controller, so it's ready to go. Let's go ahead and take it out. You see it's fairly quick and it brakes nicely. It's got quite a bit of torque too on this 390 motor they have in here. It's flies through the grass, looks really sharp. I like it. There is whenever you give it throttle, as we'll see here, there's just a slight delay. Now I don't think it's a huge deal, but it is a little bit unusual. Usually you take a little bit more response. So I just don't know, I've got the throttle trim all adjusted, so it's not the ESC. I think it's just, well, it could be the ESC, it's just the design of the specific ESC and receiver. There's just a very tiny delay. I'll do it again. See, it's just a few tenths of a second. It's just not quite as responsive as maybe a higher end vehicle, but I don't really see it being a huge deal. I guess if you were racing this in a drag race between another car, that would be where I would see that slight delay being the biggest time I'd be concerned about that. But as I said, it's so small. But I just love the look of this. It handles really, really well. It's fast. I've yet to flip it over, and I'm kind of glad because I don't want to scar up that nice body. And many of the other ones I have a hard time not flipping them over. I don't see why you couldn't throw oil-filled shocks on here. I'm pretty sure to fit onto this, the shock supports. So it'll give you better dampening. But these spring shocks seem to work pretty well, actually. It is just a geared differential. If you look in the exploded view, you'll see that it's not a ball differential. I'll show you here. You can always tell by turning the wheels, and the other one turns opposite direction. So it's a differential, but it's just a geared one. It's not ball, so not quite as efficient as a ball differential. But then again, a ball differential is not usually seen on vehicles at this price point. A geared differential is more common. You see, this is fast. I don't know obviously the speed of it, and I don't think it has any speed ratings, but I want to think I bet it's 20 miles an hour. So I have the WL Toys truck, which has the same size motor, and it's a little larger. It's a 1/10 scale, and it is definitely not that fast. I also have a Zingling Toys or something like that. It's a red Truggy. It's similar size to this 1/12 scale, and it has a 390 motor. And it's pretty similar, but I think this truck is still faster. Obviously can't race them side by side myself. I need somebody else out here to run with me. But like I said, it peels out nicely, handles nicely. This would just be a really fun, low-cost truck for a kid or even an adult like myself to play with. Just a big fan of this truck. Very pleasantly surprised by HBX. Now the controller only takes 2 AA's, so I wouldn't expect this range is going to be very good. Usually expect like 4, but it seems to be fine for just driving here around your house. I don't need a ton of range. I don't typically drive them too far. And for 2-wheel drive, it's got quite a bit of power. So next to my ZD Racing brushless truck, I think this is probably my favorite one. Oh, and it flipped over. That's the first time I flipped it over. And it's in the grass, so of course it's not going to hurt the body at all. Just a fast little guy. Like I said, just really well built. I'm really impressed with it so far. No glitches or funny behavior or anything awkward that you might see in some of them. My WL Toys truck tends to lose bind if you sit there and steer it a bunch, and this one doesn't have any kind of funky behavior like that. Just really, like I said, just really like it a lot. Probably said that 20 times, but I just really do. I bet this is probably even faster than my WL Toys 959B 118 scale little buggy I had that has a huge 540 motor in it. I don't know if this one, if that's it's even faster than this, because it's almost hard to drive. It's so much power and speed for something so small. This seems to be just right, the perfect combination of speed. Oh, and flipped it again. Seems to be the perfect combination of motor size and body size and speed. I just really think it's a cool truck. So, like I said, I flipped it here in the grass a few times on kind of the edge of here, but I've not flipped it on the concrete yet, so the body's in perfect shape. Well, I think that pretty much shows enough of what this truck's capable of doing. Runs a long time and just a blast. So, like I said, I don't know the exact price on it. I think it was around $65, but if it's not on sale, there's an 18% off code in the video description. It will drop that price down and be below 60 bucks. I'll have the exact price in the video description at the time of this video. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and stay tuned for more videos.